So guys, what do we see with great players coming down into the downswing here? Pretty much every single time we're seeing this blueprint here, this checkpoint, right? We're seeing when the logo's underneath the chin, we're seeing a right angle. And from here, you can create great compression. You can get into impact with that 12 degrees of shaft length, and you're hitting ball, hitting ground, and you're staying down. Why do amateurs stand up? Well, have a look at this, because you have to find that point of failure. Right? It's not, you don't just try and stay down. There's two parts to this video. If you don't get these two parts right, you'll never get it right for the rest of your life. You'll stand up and you'll flip forever. Have a look at this. What do we see with amateur golfers coming down? The angle is wide, losing lag, losing angle. Now normally when you would do that, you would hit the ground before you hit the ball. You'd touch the ground before you touch the ball, you'd hit it fat, you'd chunk it, right? Now unconsciously, we work a lot with the unconscious mind. People will stand up to sort of rescue it. Not much shaft lean, not much shift, and that's hard to repeat. You're scraping along the ground, normally losing your power behind the ball, and we all know, because we've probably got around 30 million golfers doing this all around the world. And you've probably noticed that you haven't been able to get rid of it. Now, what I'm going to do is take you through two parts here. We're going to have a look at a flex shift drill to get your wrists moving like great players do, how to shift to control your low point, and then later on the video, we're going to talk about how to store up angles and how to release it much more effectively, looking at some evidence-based instruction. Guys, let's get stuck into this. I can't wait to show you. So guys, what a great drill this is to feel what great players are doing. Shift, flex, hit. Shift, flex, hit. Let's have a look at this. Tee up some golf balls. They're easier to hit when you're doing it, and you can feel the drill better. You can feel the movement better. Take your address position. Get up to the top of your swing. Now the first thing we're going to look at is a shift over. Now this shift, we have 4 to 6 inches of lateral shift. That's a PGA Tour average, right? We shift over. If you can get the outside of your lead thigh here, just in front of the ankle, you've shifted enough. This is where you need to get to. Shift across. Now, we're going to shift, flex, and when we flex, I mean, we're going to bow slightly this lead wrist. Because when you bow that, you're going to set up a bigger angle in this, and it's easier, in my opinion, with this drill to feel it in that left hand to set up that angle. Right, so this is how we do it. Up to the top, shift, flex, and then move through the golf ball. You can go back and make another practice swing, feel that move. Don't forget, we're trying to rewire here, refire, get some movements in your swing you don't normally have. So we're stealing a feel here, getting inside those PGA averages. Evidence-based instruction, what a drill this one is. The PGA average in the downswing with this trail wrist is around 45 to 50 degrees. This is a fact. This helps you deliver the shaft. This is a speed accumulator and gets the club face in a great position and holds that club head behind your hands into that delivery position. You can measure this. We're going to have a look at that later on the video. But to create this angle, we all need this in the downswing to become great ball strikers. Up to the top, shift, flex, and hit, and absolutely rip that one. You might want to feel like you got a little bit of side bend here through the golf ball. It's a great way, once you flex this, once you get this wrist to flex, we see that with Xander Schauffele, don't we? He does it so good. Tommy Fleetwood from the top, and this is helping us get into a position with those PGA averages, big angles, speed accumulator, helping us stay down through the shot. When we have weak wrist positions, we're flipping the club head to square, standing up, shift, flex, and hit. Guys, what a drill that is. So guys, why do we see every player in this position? Now, I'm talking about my left hand here. Have a look at this. Can you see the fingers of my glove hand? 1, 2, 3. Now, why do we see so many players in the past, present? It's like a checkpoint. Here's my next question. Why don't we notice this? Why don't we work towards this position? This is a checkpoint into impact, and then we've got, now what's actually going on here? Why are we doing this?
So guys, let's take a moment to have a look at the truth about the amateur player. The truth hurts a little bit, but it's important for you guys to understand really what's going on. Otherwise, you're never going to change your downswing. You're never going to stop casting and flipping the golf club, right? You need to have a plan here. Now, this movement here on tour, when the left hand is directly under the chin and we draw a line down the logo, Right? You should be filming your swings with your mobile phones, guys. Who's not doing it? Every single professional in the world does it, right? You get this right angle, this position here. Now, this is going to give you compression. This is going to give you speed. This stores up your angles. But to be able to create that, right, you have to be able to move through the golf ball and rotate your fingers and your wrists a little bit, right? You have to be able to get this look where every player is, right? And then we can measure this. Now, have a look at the amateur player scraping along the ground here. So it's hard. You're going to hit fat shots, thin shots, lose your speed. You're going to have no shaft lane, really hard to repeat. And through the golf ball, we measure these rotational rates, and this is just way down, right? That's really the point of failure. So it's like with so many of my students, we work on the release pattern over time. You improve it over time. And with modern day technology, I mean, with your cell phone, you got your mobile phone, I mean, you got to film your swing. Who's not filming their swings? Is there any good player in the world that doesn't film their swing, right? You got to film your swing, especially for the amateur players. But you've got things like hack motion, right? So you can measure rotation. Have a look at this handicap 0, rotation, 75 degrees. Now, these two pictures here are absolutely amazing for the amateur golfers. This is what we're seeing. This is what you'll see, right? You can see the handicap 0. Now, have a look at the handicap 6. The handicap 6 is still a good player. But look at the rotation number, 42 degrees. And look at the left hand, how it's on top of the grip. And look, we can't all be professionals, but we all want to work on the correct things, right? We all want to get to the next level. And really, this is the truth about amateur players. And so with a lot of my students, we work long-term on the release, going through the levels. So you can send your swing through to me, right? Send 4 or 5 swings through to me. I can be your coach. We've got communication. You'll get a video email just like this with my voice on top. But guys, you have to have a look at this. And I think one of the best things that we have at WorldClassGolf.com, I mean, there's 1,000 plus videos, 1,400 videos, but there's a series called The Move of Millions. And you really should take a look at that. Now, let's have a look how we can feel this move, right? Start off getting this correct and get on the path to playing some better golf. So, guys, if you're interested in hack motion and you want to compare your wrist movements to the PGA Tour averages, there's a discount code in the description box underneath.
You need to understand what's going on here, right? You need to understand this. Let's go through this. And then I'm going to show you a way to feel what great players are doing so that you can practice this and get it into your game. Now, generally speaking, we'll see amateurs lose this angle. So when they've got the logo here under the chin, they don't have any angle. We'll see them not have much shaft lean. And then through the golf ball, they'll do okay, but they'll sort of start to look like this. See the glove hand on top? Now that means it hasn't rotated much, right? If it rotates more, it starts to look like this. Now, when you don't rotate much, flipping helps rotate or square. If you don't rotate much and you want to get shaft lean and stay down, you're only going to present the heel to it, and you're not going to do that. You're not going to hit it miles to the right and hit shank, so you're going to flip, stand up, and have sort of somewhere around this position. Some are worse, right, than others, but generally speaking, you'll see this, and you won't see this position here. Now, what we're going to do here is learn how to store up this angle, because once you bring this angle in, you're going to need to get this move happening so that you can square the face. You're not going to hit it left. You're not going to flip it. It's not hard to repeat. Let's have a look at how we can feel this move in your golf swing. Now, I've been showing players for a long time to try and get the right wrist to move in more of a flex position to get the amateur player to sort of free up their swings and get the club head to release past the ball, right? Rather than this thinking it's all coming from your body, which it's not. 70% of your speed comes from your hands and your wrists. Now, there's a couple of what we call separation points in the swing. Now, if we can learn to rotate the fingers without this trail tricep coming out, we've actually got some separation. Now, this is a really good drill here just by doing this. See that my left palm faces towards me, the right palm away? Well, we just rotate, we swap the roles here, but your right tricep isn't moving. Now, if you can create this position, if you can create a bit of rotation, then we can start to come in and we can start to get the hands to rotate. Just watch this movement here, right, with the oversized club. So we'll just slow it down. So that's about where they are. Good ball strikers into impact, and then after impact, somewhere around there. So just watch the hands. So this is coming in, and we have to rotate to square, and the momentum will take us into these 3 fingers.
Now, even players with really bowed wrists and shut club faces like Dustin Johnson and Victor Hovland, they're still rotating their hands and their wrists through the golf ball. We are seeing a large part of this left arm. It's a very important checkpoint. And when you start this on the range and you hit a few out to the left, it's actually a good sign, because then you can store up and build up your angles, pull down on the grip, create more lag to neutralize that.
Now, if you can do this and still see a lot of this left arm, I don't mean like this, that's not good, or too level, right? But if you can rotate your fingers, still see a lot of this arm, then we're only separating, right? So you're storing up an angle, building it up, and then you're letting it go. So one of the great ways to start with is really just with your left hand. Come down, you've got that right angle here, so your thumb's at a right angle, point the thumb at the ball, point the thumb at the target, and then get a feeling of what your hands need to do. The bigger the angle that comes down this way, the faster you'll have to rotate to square your hands, right? And we'll see variations of rotation, but there's got to be some rotation in your hands and your wrists. This is an area that we're going to explore more this year, looking at certain devices. This is an area where we're going to help so many people on YouTube understand how your hands and your wrists are working more effectively, so that we can all start to reach our potential and hit the ball much more like we like to. So guys, getting this right wrist to move, it's the hack motion of using the trail wrist is how good is this, right? It's so good, this thing. But moving into the position, if we lose these positions, we start to get these chicken wings, we start to get stiff release patterns here. This movement through, what you can do is you can set it up. When you hit a shot, you can play it back and have a look at the truth, right? Where your wrist positions were. Now, moving through the golf ball, when we're freeing up the release, and we're getting around minus 30 degrees here in this trail wrist into a flexed position here, understanding your wrist angles, getting a 45 degree angle coming down and moving it into a minus 30 degree through the golf ball, you're getting your highest point of speed at impact. This is the best training aid I've ever seen in my life. Hack Motion, get in the description box underneath, get your discount code. This thing does absolutely everything.
Voted Best Swing Analysis and Best Online Instruction by several independent surveys. World Class Golf Instruction is transforming thousands of golfers at every skill level. Do not miss out. This video platform has over 1,400 videos and 85 separate masterclass series. The most structured and detailed video platform ever created, improving golfers on average between 4 and 11 shots. Join the chat room and join the community of world-class golf instruction. This is golf instruction that you've never seen before. The proven PGA corridors, factual evidence-based material. Unleash your true potential with the cutting-edge swing analysis technology. Experience the thrill of progress with the state-of-the-art practice programs and specialized golf fitness plans. Best information available.